All right, try to make these videos a lot faster. So we are going to discuss Islam, ISIS, and the end of days. A lot of folks see the rise of Islam and ISIS as being a key indication of the end of days. Obviously, ISIS is a terrifying force. They're out there persecuting the believers in their area of the world, and they are also beheading Christians. A lot of individuals see in Revelation the beheading of Christians, and they see a correlation between these two things. There is not a correlation. As I tell people very plainly all the time, the entirety of biblical prophecy is fulfilled. All you got to do is start paying attention to the context in particular, and also imagery language. That's really the big one. So here are my arguments against Islam being in ISIS being part of the end of time. So there's a few different ones, and here they are. Issue number one is that Revelation is a letter that is written to 7 churches that has been broken into 22 chapters. If you read chapter 1, the introduction, it says that the events contained in the letter are near and quickly approaching. So when are those events going to happen? Very quickly. Very quickly, and near to who, though? The initial recipient, the first person. Turn to Revelation 22, the end of the letter, the conclusion, and it says that the events are shortly to come to pass and quickly to happen. An event that's shortly to come to pass, quickly to happen, near and swiftly approaching at the beginning of the letter as well as at the end of the letter is discussing an event that's happening to the initial recipient. These are events that happened in the ancient past. So that's argument number one. The time constraints of Revelation do not allow the prophecy to extend to 2017, our own day. That's argument number one. Argument number two is that Islam was created came into existence roughly about 600 years after Revelation was written. Now, being that the time constraints of Revelation require the prophecy to happen to the initial recipient, a religion that didn't even come into existence until 600 years afterwards is not being discussed. So, again, the time constraints of the prophecy remove the possibility of Islam being discussed at all, being that it did not come into existence until 600 years after Revelation had been written, roughly about 600 years. So that's argument number two. Again, it's very similar to the time constraints. That time constraint is a winner as far as debating Revelation and its fulfillment today. I have yet to find an individual who really is able to beat it. It's very difficult to overcome. I'd say probably impossible. The only way to overcome the time constraints of Revelation, in fact, would be to demand that the time constraints near, quickly, soon to come to pass are all figurative, which is hilarious to consider, being that the imagery language is taken literally, but the time constraints are being taken figuratively. So that's argument number two. Again, 600 years later, the time constraints don't allow it. Argument number three is regarding the one world religion. A lot of people in Revelation 13 in particular, but other passages, see a one world religion in which everyone in the entire world is worshiping one religion. In our day, Christianity and Islam, there's a word out there, Chrislam, where people are looking at a combination between Christianity and Islam. Christian people are leaving a lot of churches, so they say, and going over to Islam and converting to this belief structure instead. There's always a lot of concern about that being the primary religion. There's pictures online of popes past kissing Qurans, and Barack Obama, he's the Muslim president and all that kind of stuff. People are very concerned about this. I never understood the Barack Obama Muslim president thing, by the way. Why did it matter? I thought America was all about religious freedom. You can be whatever you want. Why does every president have to be a Christian then? It again goes to show that emotions are much more important to individuals than logic. Aside from all this, though, is the belief that Revelation is detailing a one-world religion. The reality is that if Revelation is detailing a one-world religion, that one-world religion is Orthodox Judaism. Read the storyline. There is no Islam inside the New Testament storyline. John's life, the people that are persecuting and killing him and putting him in jail and killing and beating his friends and destroying the disciples and killed Jesus, those individuals are the Jewish authority structure in Jerusalem. If there's a one world religion that's being referred to in Revelation that all the individuals need to follow and worship, and if they don't get that mark from these individuals, they're going to be cast out of synagogues, not be able to buy and sell, It's Judaism. It's Orthodox Judaism that is the one world religion of revelation, not Islam. Islam's not a part of this. So there you go. Those are the three arguments that I use regarding Islam. Islam is not a factor in the end of days. I certainly do see that they are persecuting Christians around the world, and I certainly feel very bad about that, but it is not part of biblical prophecy at all. What you're witnessing is, again, part hysteria, part religious tradition. Is not the reality. So I got the link down there regarding all these things at the link below, and that's it, guys. We'll see you later.